found that sometimes just breaking tasks up into small pieces and making them into small habits makes a huge difference. Sometimes losing sight of the goal or keeping track of the goal is not as important as what's immediately in front of us. You guys know how to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I found that this is all I needed to clean up my town, which is Arcata. Little gloves helps, but I'm going to talk about picking up trash and about my love of biology and about how to pull myself out of depression in the context of small pieces. The immensity of the task is the problem. About 10 years ago, I just started picking up trash around my neighborhood because I just had a feeling like I should just tidy things up a bit. And then I gradually saw my perimeter extending outward, and then street by street, I started to see the town starting to change. It really started to feel good. Really started to feel good about it. The problem, of course, was that I find a place to put the trash, and sometimes I find like a dumpster that has some space in it, but most of it I had to lug home, so I could only do like 6 or 8 bags a week. But eventually I found out that I wasn't alone, and if I would put them by the side of the road, the city workers would come pick them up. One day I actually picked up 35 bags of trash in just a couple of hours, but I'd warned the city worker ahead of time, so he came and picked them all up for me. And as the years went by, I saw that actually there was not much trash filling up, and I realized that there could be a couple of things happening. One, people are actually noticing that somebody has to pick it up, so they're not throwing out their windows anymore. Or two, I had been picking up decades and decades of built up trash. I'm not sure which was the truth. Found that learning and memory follow the same pattern. You can break it up into small pieces. I prepared for my biology career that way. When I was about 12 years old, I decided I was going to learn all the scientific names of all the birds in North America, about 700 of them. And then I found that I was learning the Greek and Latin roots of the words, and that made it way easier. And then a few years later, my mom and I set out to learn all the plants of the Santa Cruz Mountains, thousands of them. And so we just take a handful at a time, and then each day we learn a few more, and all the ones we learned up to that point. Of course, I don't remember quite all those plants now, but treasured time with my mom, who passed away shortly thereafter. But I couldn't have known how crucial these lessons would turn out to be when I fell into deep depression, like about 3 years ago. I looked back on my life and realized that the only way I was going to get through it was by learning from that experience and actually putting that into place in regards to my health, thinking about my experience with picking up trash and cleaning up the town, my experience with studying birds and writing papers. And so I just said, if I can just eat one meal a day and just go on a one walk a day with my wife or my dog, that would gradually pull myself out of it. It took so much patience, it took so long, it took months and months and months, but I gradually pulled myself out of it. And now I'm pretty excited because I started reading again and learning again, and found that I wanted to focus my life on helping people, and that the plants and animals do well if the people were doing well first. And so I got in school learning Spanish, and hoping to work for the UN someday and help people resolve their problems and have peace on Earth. So no matter how overwhelming the task is, I take my focus away from the end sometimes and just make it into a habit. If it helps the world in even a small way, just make it into a habit and make big changes. Thanks, y'all.